just how Christ completely enabled me to lose 40 pounds supernaturally and to do it without striving. Wanted to always accept myself for how I am, for who I am. I wanted to see my beauty and my worth, but I always struggled with my weight, and it was not planned because I even said that. I'm not planning on losing much because I didn't believe I could. I had experience of not losing weight all my life. If you want to know, like, how did I know it was Jesus telling me what to do? It's because he came with the power to do it and the excitement to do it. And by the time I got married and before I had my first baby, I had lost 40 pounds. And literally it just kept melting off. He actually has designed something in store for you. Just what he did for me, he can do in your life. Hi friends, and welcome to my testimony time. I am so excited to share with you just what God has done in me and just what he has in store for you. You see, when you hear the word testimony actually is the spirit of prophecy. It kind of essentially means, do it again, God. That what you did in Renae, you can actually do in me because you've paid for it and you're no respecter of persons. He actually has designed something in store for you. Just what he did for me, he can do in your life. So I'm so excited to share with you just how Christ completely enabled me to lose 40 pounds supernaturally and to do it without striving. It literally felt like the weight was melting off me. And that was what was so brilliant and exciting about it. I was always on a journey of wanting to not strive to do something. I wanted to always accept myself for how I am, for who I am. I wanted to see my beauty and my worth, but I always struggled with my weight. I always tried to eat healthy or not eat healthy. I grew up in a home that did not value or honor healthy food. My family struggled with weight and enjoying good, healthy, wholesome food. And I enjoyed the junk food. It was very common for me to be like, I'm just going to have one or two brownies, but then completely devour an entire plate, an entire pan. It was very common for me to eat a whole sleeve of Oreos or Doritos or all of those things. It really was not natural to me to eat healthy. And when I started to develop and grow, I realized this is something I really want, but I don't want to strive to do it. I don't want to beat myself up to do it. Now, I've had seasons where I did. I tried doing some crazy fitness programs. I don't know if you guys remember Insanity back in the day. I don't even remember the guy's name, but he did this CrossFit kind of home workout. And I was like, I'm going to do this. Mind you, I'd never worked out in my life, at least barely. And it lasted for 90 days. I got a little fit. I actually looked pretty good afterwards. But the struggle and the beating of my body day in, day out, just to maintain where I was, it was unreal. And I couldn't maintain it. I wanted to maintain it, but I couldn't. And I began to try to develop healthy lifestyles, but I couldn't do it. And so over a course of time, God did some different moments in my life to show me the importance and the beauty and how your body actually feels eating clean and healthy and whole. But it still never made the needle budge because I always would eat healthy one day and then I wouldn't eat healthy the next day. I'd indulge here and stop eating for a few days, like really unhealthy food, and then I'd eat it all over again. And it just became a cycle. Now, five years ago is when Christ came and gave me a complete breakthrough for how I eat. But 3 years prior to that, back in 2016, God unveiled the gospel to me in a way I had never seen it before. Now, guys, I'm telling you, it was amazing, miraculous, and glorious to discover the gospel in the height and depth that is available. I believe that I'm still discovering it. But I just realized that the gospel that I knew was like this much compared to this much of what the gospel really is. Like it's beyond our imagination, beyond what we could ask for. And I remember just discovering what the Lord had done And I was blown away, undone, like completely undone, meaning my heart, my mind, my body, my soul, just every part of me just began to scream in adoration for the Lord because of what he's done. And I started to feast on this goodness of God. And when I started to feel gross in my body, like as time would go on, I hit a period where I was like, I was engaged and I was going through a hard time, and I felt gross. I had been eating a lot more, and I just felt gross in my body. I didn't like how I felt. I felt uncomfortable. And periodically, I had been praying to the Lord, Lord, I thank you that I'm a new creation in you. That really the tendency and the actual sin of gluttony is no longer my identity. I'm no longer going to fight and kick with that sin. It's actually no longer my identity. I'm no longer connected to it. I'm a new creation in you, and I thank you for that new creation in you. Thank you that I'm not a glutton anymore. And I kind of just went a little bit longer than actually the prayer I prayed, but I would just pray, Lord, I thank you I'm not a glutton in you, and I thank you that there's actually victory to walk in this. And I did it periodically. I didn't see a change right away. It was maybe 6 months that periodically I would pray that. And all of a sudden one day I had hit the point, right? The kind of the decision point. I was like, I feel gross. And I hit that point. And I was like, God, I feel gross. I feel so gross. I can't do this anymore. And I got this moment where it's like bing in my mind. I just saw like God just giving me highlighting something to do. And he said, 5 weeks, I want you to detox. I want you to eat just the fruit of the land, the nuts, beans, seeds, fruits, legumes, and don't eat any meats, processed foods, sugars. Don't eat honey. Don't eat the natural sweeteners. Just eat dates and go for all of the natural stuff. And he's like, go through here, 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 here. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. And the thing that, if you want to know, like, how did I know it was Jesus telling me what to do? It's because he came with the power to do it and the excitement to do it, the want to, the compulsion that I have to do this. I want to do this. I get to do this. And so the very next day or two, I just began to step into it and I started on a detox. I ate whole fruits, whole vegetables. I ate for breakfast, I ate uh, lentils and avocado and tomato and carrots. And it sounds strange, but over time, it's satisfying. It fills you. And so over time, about 5 days in, I was excited to do it, but I actually began to feel different in my body. And I was like, gosh, what is this? I feel after like the first initial time, where you're detoxing off of stuff, you start to, after probably about 3 days in, you start to feel good. I'm like, wow, I just feel really good. I feel like I've lost some weight. Now, guys, I wasn't doing this to lose weight. I was just saying, I was partnering with what the Lord had done, like with speaking to me. And of course, I would want to lose weight, but I wasn't planning on losing weight. In fact, I had tried on my wedding dress, because I was engaged, 2 months prior, 3 months prior. And I remember being like, well, I would like to lose 5 pounds, but I probably won't lose any more than that. Guys, I lost 30 pounds before my wedding. And it was not planned because I even said that. I'm not planning on losing much because I didn't believe I could. I had experience of not losing weight all my life. So I began to actually get on the scale because I had not gotten on the scale before this because I did not want to know what I weighed. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm this weight. And now I'm gonna see some decrease in the weight. And I just kept going, and God just gave me ideas what to eat, how to eat, how to make stuff actually tasty, and like substitute this and make sweeteners. There's a lot of recipes with dates on Pinterest now. Guys, before Pinterest had all those date recipes, God was downloading those date recipes to me. And I was so excited because I'm like, wow, this can be healthy, taste good, satisfying, and leave me good feeling refreshed in the end. And as time went on, I ended up going to Bulgaria to visit my now husband. And I was like, I want to keep this going, but I'm going to have to do a little something different because I'm visiting people for the first time. And the Lord just kind of put it in my heart. You can just add meat back in and you'll be fine. So I added meat back in and I just continued on. I continued on living and eating that way. And before I knew it, like I actually had the excitement to go to the gym, and I did partner like to exercise and stuff, but it became a celebration of my choices instead of like I have to beat this weight off of me or beat all of these calories that I just ate from this burger or these fries or this pizza. Like I have to try to outrun my unhealthy choices. It wasn't that anymore. It was actually little by little stepping into a program that was made for me, and I began to lose more weight. And by the time I got married and before I had my first baby, I had lost 40 pounds. And literally it just kept melting off. It was like, wait, I got on the scale and I was like, wait, I lost more weight. Even my fitting for my wedding dress, they actually said, you need to stop losing weight. I went back twice. I had to get the dress refitted 2 times because they're like, this is bigger than it should be. You need to stop your diet. You need to stop what you're doing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's a lifestyle change. It's actually just something I want to do and something I didn't plan on. So I'm going to just keep going. And now, after having a baby and going through an incredibly stressful season that I would have gained a lot of weight, I have been able to maintain a healthy lifestyle and just continue to feast on the goodness of the Lord and the goodness of what He's created. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you were inspired and want the same for you, I encourage you, click the like button below and also subscribe. We have more content coming out and you're not going to want to miss it. Last but not least, down in the comments, you will find a link to my free ebook and audiobook that will share with you the 5 secrets to effortless weight loss with the Lord.